sacked. It's me, Dodgee Gamer, International Manager of Mystery. I've just been on an undercover assignment at the Arab Nations Cup, and I think I found another obscure nation to manage, so you don't have to. Yes, hello there again, everybody. Dodgee Gamer here, International Manager of Mystery, managing obscure nations, so you don't have to. It's been a long 7 or 8 months since I was sacked by the Maldives after that match with India where we scored 2 own goals to lose 2-1. And I think I finally found a new job. It's been a long job search. I applied to New Zealand. They rejected me. Applied to Afghanistan for some reason. They offered me the job, but we've already done South Asia, so I thought I'd look further afield. I applied to various jobs in Europe, in Africa, in Central America, kept getting rejected, and then 2 job offers come along at once. So here we go, Arab Nations Cup, a couple of teams disappointed, and their FAs are now looking for a new manager. Now, I know what you think, that how does Dodgee Gamer come up with all this spontaneous humor? It might actually surprise you to know that some of my better jokes I plan out in advance. And actually, before I started this series, when it was just an idea in my head, this was a job I was after, the Djibouti job. And the only reason was because I had a joke lined up for it. I'm probably not going to take this job because of the other job offer that's come up, but I can't miss this opportunity. I've got to do the joke for you now. I wanted to take the Djibouti job just so I could entitle an episode and I could serenade you, the viewers, with shake, 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 shake your booty, shake your booty, shake, shake. I sense a great disturbance in the internet, like tens of voices just groaned, and then 100 clicks of an unsubscribe button. Anyway, we're not taking the Djibouti job, probably just as well. I'm going to take this job, Bahrain. And I'm taking this job for no other reason than the fact that I live in Bahrain right now. If you've been following my videos and my channel updates and things like that, you'll know that I currently work in Bahrain, but my time here is coming to an end. I'm going to be moving on next month, so I can't turn this job down. It's a chance to manage the team of the country that I currently live in, so I'm not going to pass that one up. Bahrain it is. Now, of course, I have no proof for you that I live in Bahrain, other than this Bahrain flag wet wipe that I got from a local restaurant. But I did actually have an idea when this job came up, I thought, oh great, I can be a bit fancy on YouTube here and do a bit of out and about filming on location. But it turns out if you film in front of the National Stadium without permission, it's kind of similar to if you try to film in front of the King's Palace or the Parliament without permission. You soon get told you haven't got permission, so you have to go and delete everything on your phone. And yeah. Anyway, we'll try and work something out for that later. We'll see how long we end up here. So Bahrain have appointed Dodgee Gamer as their manager. And no expectations at the moment. Earning £8,250 a week. Nice money to be getting for no expectations, it has to be said. That'll be about 4,000 Bahraini dinar. Pretty good money, it has to be said. Let's have a look at the Bahrain team. There's nothing much going on here. There's a friendly coming up with Afghanistan. I can't get away from Afghanistan. Yeah, we've got friendly with them coming up. I'll talk about that a bit more in a minute. Let's have a look at what Bahrain have been doing. So you see the Arab Nations Cup. This is the tournament that's just finished. They were knocked out by Iraq in the preliminary round. So disappointing there, I guess. They were looking to get into the group stage. It wasn't to be. That comes on the back of a pretty poor Gulf Cup campaign where they were eliminated in the first round in the group stage. So the manager's been sacked. We're coming in now. You see there's friendlies lined up for the next few months. And then right at the end of the year in December, we've got the WAFF Championship, the Western Asian Football Federation Championship. So 1 year on from getting sacked after the South Asian Football Federation Championship, I'm going to be leading Bahrain out there into the West Asian version. We'll be in a group with United Arab Emirates, Yemen and Palestine. Let's have a look how we shape up against them. So this is the overview of Bahrain. We're currently ranked 130th in the world, so it's quite a step up from Maldives actually. I've jumped up about 50 places or so from where I left them. You can see Bahrain National Stadium, which you shouldn't film in front of, is the national stadium, funnily enough. Capacity of 35,000 and population of 1.4 million. I should add, as I know from my time here, 1.4 million people do indeed live in Bahrain, but only about half of those are Bahrainis. There's lots of immigrants from South Asia, from India, from Pakistan, from Bangladesh, and from other Arab nations. So, and then people like me as well. So there's only a pool of about 700,000 to choose from when it comes to the national team. Some of our top players, if we take a look at those, we've got this guy, Huzaifa Al-Salimi, central midfielder. Can play as a carrilero, as his best role. Deep line playmaker, good. I like to make use of those. 3.5 stars on his ability. I mean, he looks all right. I have checked. All of the players here are in the Bahraini league, which I do have active. We've got Hashim Saeed, a striker who's got 8 goals in 26 appearances, so not great stats from him. Muhammad Ali floats like a butterfly, stings like a something. Okay, he's a midfield player, so he can play central midfield or attacking midfield. I like that. 14 caps so far at 22 years of age. We've also got Mohammed Al Asfour, a goalkeeper who's got 10 caps so far at the age of 22. The current ability and potential ability is not that high for him to be listed amongst the top players. We've also got Walid Al-Hayam here, 30 years old, so a bit more experience. Centre back, again 2.5 stars, and he's one of the top players. Okay, and Rashid Salman, a central defender. Again, he's got 1.5 star current ability, and he's one of the top players. Should I go and shake Djibouti instead? So just to take a quick look at our opponents in the West Asian Championships, UAE ranked 94th in the world, so I think they're going to be favourites for the group. Yemen down in 174th, so there should be one win at least. Palestine 98th, so we've got 2 people in the top 100, or 2 people, I say 2 teams in the top 100 to contend with. We've probably got to look at Palestine as our chance to sneak a draw or a win and get through. We'll see. I don't have any board expectations, any FA expectations for this competition yet. Just in the news item it said that we're not expected to do very well. So yeah, we'll see what happens. One other thing to point out, which did influence my factor to take this job, is coming up in January, we've got the Asian Cup, the continental competition, and Bahrain have qualified. So I did look through. I think they're qualified based on their performance in the previous competition, which or their performance in World Cup qualifying, which seems to get certain teams a bye straight into the tournament, whereas other teams go through a lengthier qualifying process. But Bahrain are in there as one of the first seeds, so that's good. That we've got 2 tournaments coming up then. West Asian Championships in December, and then January 2023 we'll be off to South Korea for the Asian Cup. One other thing to point out, the under-23 team are just about to start competing actually in the Asian Games. This is causing me a little problem because I've noticed for the friendlies, a lot of the good young players have already been called up for the Asian Games, so they're going to be missing. It's an under-23 tournament. I'm not going to take charge of it, but that means, yeah, that's why normally here after taking a new job I would show the first friendly, but that's why I'm not going to bother, because a lot of the players that I want to use are not going to be available to me. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to fade to black, skip ahead to the opening game against the UAE of the West Asian Football Championships. Let's see how we get on in the 4 months in between. Well, hello there everybody, welcome back. It's December 2022. It's getting a bit hot with that headdress on, so yeah, I'll just revert back to normal for the remainder of this episode. And we're on the cusp of our first competitive game in charge of Bahrain against the United Arab Emirates in the West Asian Football Federation Championship, hosted by Saudi Arabia, but for some reason this game is being played in Dubai. So let's have a look at how things have been going under my management. So as you know, because I just told you 2 minutes ago in the video edit, I took over after this point. So first of all, the friendly against Afghanistan. I got my excuse in, didn't I? That all the good young players, who are also most of the best players in the team, were off at the Asian Games under-23 tournament. So I really struggled to put a squad together for this, and we got hammered by Afghanistan 6-2. Didn't really settle on any tactics. I wasn't too bothered about it because I knew I didn't have my best players available to me. We then, a few days later, managed to beat Turkmenistan 2-0, so that was good. Then this is the first game where I picked a full-strength squad. It was away to Jordan, who, you remember, I struggled against them when I was managing Maldives, so this was a good kind of yardstick to measure the difference, and we did pretty well. I went with a nice defensive formation, a 4-4-2 defensive formation, and this guy, Kambar, scored the goal. He's 33 years old, so one of our older players, but he's in our squad for this tournament, mainly because of all the positions he can play in across midfield and attacking midfield. He can even do a job up front if we need him to. Great utility player to have in the team. Then we follow that up 2 days later, I don't know who scheduled that, against India. So again, an interesting yardstick to see how we compare to the Maldives. And it was a pretty good test, it has to be said. A 4-1 victory over the Indians. This guy, Jafar Sagar, scored a hat-trick, his first ever goals for Bahrain. Playing as a shadow striker, we jigged the formation a bit to something a bit more attacking. And yeah, that was a great performance. I just put him in the squad to see, let's have a look at him, and he's stayed in there. We then had that thing again where I didn't arrange friendlies here, but the assistant manager, while I was skipping between games, went and arranged a friendly for me, Northern Mariana. Straightforward 4-2 win there. Mohamed Jassim, young striker here. You see there, he's got 5-star potential. I don't know why these guys weren't listed as the top players before, but he had never scored before that game, so he got 2 goals there, and he would add another a few days later against Pakistan, which was a 3-1 away win. We did struggle a little bit. I mean, we took an early lead. We went 2-0 up early in the second half. Pakistan came back into it. We were a bit wobbly for a while there, but then Kambar, the guy I showed you before, he scored a late goal to secure the victory. Anyway, on to today's match. Both matches kicking off at the same time. Okay, we are playing UAE, Yemen and Palestine are playing the other match. I don't have any expectations for the West Asian Football Federation Championship for some reason. There are expectations for the Asian Cup. We are expected to reach the second round. actually, sorry, I'm jumping about a bit here, but the draw was made for that. So we've got Singapore, Iran, and Lebanon. Singapore, they're a team we should be able to beat. 128th in the world. Lebanon, 97th in the world. But having a look at their team, I mean, they did qualify by winning all their matches, but they don't look that good, actually. And then we got Iran. That's going to be difficult. I'm hoping we can beat Singapore and Lebanon and get through. But anyway, now we need to concentrate on the West Asian Championship. So here's the team I've gone with for today. We're going for a 4-4-2 formation. It's a defensive setup. We've got a flat back four here, defensive centre backs there, no nonsense. We just want to get rid of the ball. We've got a Mezzala and a deep line playmaker in the middle. We've got a deep line forward and an advanced forward up front, just playing to the strengths. We use this to beat Jordan, and I'm hoping it's going to do a job for us against the UAE as well. Okay, so UAE going with a bit more of a narrow 4-3-3 formation. Overpowered, who knows? Anyway, we are going to tell them we're the underdogs, and go out there and cause an upset. You've got what it takes. Okay, team talks. I haven't established that rapport yet. And here we go. It's time for the kickoff. UAE in the white, I believe. Okay, pretty quiet opening, but we've got our first proper highlight in the 13th minute, and UAE with a very good chance there. Hopefully that does not set the tone for the rest of the game. We've just had the one shot so far. We're getting a bit dominated in possession. It's going to be a tough game. I mean, a big ask. UAE are one of the regional powerhouses, I suppose. Saudi Arabia obviously being the bigger team, and they've taken the lead. They've taken the lead in the 20th minute. Not a very good start for us. Yeah, so they knock it out wide. They've got the guy, despite lining up with that narrow formation, they had the guy out in the space there and a simple tap in at the near post. Apologies about that. I had a little problem with the sound. This happens sometimes when I plug in this microphone here. The sound for the game comes out of the laptop speakers and things like that. Anyway, that's fixed now. What's not fixed, though, is the state of our play on the field. We are getting quite heavily dominated here, so going to have to look into making some tweaks very soon. Not looking to be a great start to my time as Bahrain manager in terms of competitive games anyway, and indeed we've just gone 2-0 down. They just literally walked that one in. All right, tactical changes then. So what are we going to do with these boys? Okay, let's make that midfield pair a bit more attack-minded, and we've got to look for a quick switch of play. So I'm going to exploit the flanks a bit as well, seeing as they were going with that narrow formation. Yeah, you see they're still there with the 4-3-3 narrow. Obviously they're having a lot of joy right here. We might look into perhaps employing a defensive midfielder later in the game as well. But for now, let's see what we can do to resurrect this. Okay, we're demanding a little bit more from the players. Oh, not that much more. Not that much more. Okay, Hassan Yusuf. What was that? What was that? Oh, you idiot. Okay, so we've made a few changes there. We pulled Kambar over to the other wing. He's going to operate as an inside forward. We've got Abdullah now, taking him out of the front two and put him out on the right wing. And Jassim will be a poacher up front, hopefully. Hopefully they can do something. That was a horror tackle, so it has to be said. That was a real two-footed lunge, wasn't it? Okay, at least we got to the break without conceding anything else. I'm going to have to tell the team that I want to see much better from you in the second half, and that seems to have fired most of them up. All right then, come on. Come on, Bahrain. Come on, Bahrain. Inshallah, we will win. Okay, but we've got dispossessed pretty easily there in the opening highlight. Okay, we've reached the hour mark and no highlights so far. I guess we're either containing them or they've decided that 2-0's fine. Okay, we've got it now. Bahrain. Saga knocks it out to Abdullah. What's Abdullah going to do here? He runs forward. He gets past the fullback very easily. Is he going to get the cross in? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And Mohamed Jassim with a great goal. Wow. There's life in this game yet. Let's have a look at that again. Abdullah, I mean, he just ghosts past the fullback there, the left back, just he got caught out completely, and Jassim gets between 3 defenders to tap that one in. Don't let UAE score a third immediately. Okay, come on, close this guy down. Get the ball off him. Get the ball off him. Okay, he takes a shot, but it goes nowhere. You do wonder there, I think it's time I make some substitutions. I haven't done any yet. You do wonder there if they just switched off, thinking the match was won, and now they're just coming back into it, now that they're chasing the game a bit. Okay, so we're going to switch him. Bring on Al Salami. Deep line playmaker is a perfect role for him. We're going to bring on Abul Nabi as well. And let's have him play a bit more attack-minded as a central midfielder. And I'm going to bring on Hashim Saeed because Khaled Abdullah looks very tired out there. We'll make him an inside forward as well and see what we get from that. Okay, highlight here, starting deep in the Emirati half, but they've managed to switch play out nicely, and they've got an attack coming now. Sliding tackle there, couldn't quite see it because of the commentary, but he completely missed the ball, and then they get the header. So that's got to be the game, hasn't it? Okay, another highlight here, hopefully not another goal. Good play by Abul Nabi, he's dispossessed him. Calmly gets it to Saeed, Al-Salimi, out to Saeed. Come on, Saeed, what are you going to do here? You're not going very fast. You've got a man with you who dispossesses you, but okay, you won the ball back. Nice play. Gets back to Abul Nabi here. Al-Salimi gets it through to Saeed. Is he going to do better this time? Yeah, it looks like he's going to get a cross into Jassim. Ooh, clips the top of the bar. It's a goal kick. Well, we've been better in the second half. Obviously, playing with 10 men was the key. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We're coming forward again, but probably the referee's going to blow the whistle very soon, I would imagine. Saeed making one last run, and the referee stops our fun. Just as we were about to score a second goal, of course. They were better in the second half. Let's say it was just one of those days. All right, then we'll leave the match there. Palestine won 4-1 in the other game, so it's a must-win in the next match against Yemen to stand any chance of getting anywhere near the next round. So not the best of starts, but I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you didn't find the intro too silly and you stuck with me. If you did, then hit that like button, share the video on social media, drop me a comment, let me know what you think about this move to Bahrain and what you think I can do while I'm still in Bahrain. I've still got, what, 4 weeks here, 4 weeks, so what can I do around Bahrain to kind of add a bit more local flavour to the video. Please subscribe to the channel, of course, if you haven't done so already. I am Dodgee Gamer, International Manager of Mystery. I'll see you again soon.